Okay, so we have Michaela with us, and Michaela did our 21-day meditation challenge, and it's still going. I think we've got another week to go, or just less. And yeah, so I wanted to connect with Michaela just to find out how she has found the meditation challenge, and firstly, why she decided to be a part of the community in doing this challenge.
Sure. Thank you for having me. It's great. And yeah, it was like why I decided to do it is because as someone who is prone to overthinking and constantly always have hundreds of thoughts like rushing through my brain and anxiety and all of that, for me, just the idea of having like a few minutes of like quiet and calm was actually just a real appeal and draw. And meditation's something I've wanted to do for a while, and it was always like that, like in the back of my head, well, like maybe. But for some reason I was like, oh, I don't know how to start. So this kind of never did. So when the challenge came about, I was like, well, yes, and then I don't have to do it alone. There's a whole community doing it. And so that for me was really great. And I've loved it so far. Like I tried to do the one with you in, I think it was like November. And that that just didn't work out. I think I did 1 or 2 days and then I ended up going home. And you would think like making time for quiet 20 minutes is easy. Like you're like, oh, you just do it in the morning when you wake up. And for some reason, it's just not. The next day, it's the end of the day. And I'm like, oh, I didn't meditate today. So like, and that's why I actually chatted to a friend about it before I started. And I was like, to my friend, I was like, I really want to do this. And I was like, but I want to do it properly. I was like, I don't want to. And I was like, I'm just scared I don't do it. And she turned around and she was like, if you made a promise to me, she's like, you'd never in your life break it. And I was like, well, of course not. Like a promise is a promise. And she's like, you make that promise to yourself. She's like, you do it every day. And I was like, okay, like that's a good idea. So I did. I just like promised myself to give myself that. Because the meditations are wonderful. It's only 20 minutes and like in total, which is seriously doable. So
Yeah.
in that aspect, it's just been something I've just incorporated into my routine, and it's been just an overall like a great experience because it is what I wanted. It's that 20 minutes of
peace,
calm and peace, and like I want to say like stillness, but it's like half and half. We're still getting there.
Yeah. And what's great about it is that it's guided, so it talks you through it, and then it gives you a mantra so that it keeps you on track. So it's so easily to get sidetracked and a thought comes in. I think I put that post on Instagram story where it's like, oh, I feel like chocolate, or what am I going to do after this? Perhaps should I start detailing the cabin first, or shall I, Yeah,
and that's my thing, because I do it in the mornings. Like my whole day, it starts running through my head. And I think the crazy thing is it's made me so aware of how quickly your brain just like moves, because the next minute I'll be like thinking of, oh, okay, maybe I'll have some tea. And then the next minute I'm thinking about my entire day's plan, and then what I'm doing after work, and then what I'm doing in 6 months. And it all happens in a space of like 5 seconds. And I'm like, where did that come from? So to be able to go back to that mantra is just so great. And like, it's so funny because what I do is like, I see it come in, like the thought, and I try to catch it as early as possible before it like spirals out. And I like actually acknowledge it. I'm like, okay, I want to eat that chocolate after this. And then I like visually like, okay, bye. Leave it on my mind, and that helps so much. And then to be able to go back to the mantras, so
and in a way it's so beneficial for someone in their personal life if you've got a monkey mind where you've got this constant internal chatter going on. It really helps you start forming a habit where you notice the thought and then you let go of that thought, or acknowledge the rush of thoughts that are going through your mind at the time and going, hold a minute, it's like, is this spiraling out of control, as you said, or can I manage it? Is this thought healthy or is it unhealthy? And just have more control.
Positive thoughts, or like you're in a bad space or whatever, it then becomes very easy to be like, okay, I acknowledge that I don't feel great today. Let's try and move on from that.
Yeah. So what is your routine then with the time? When do you meditate? When's the best time for you?
It's actually the first week of the challenge. I was doing it during my lunch break. I'd like go sit in the sun, and I really enjoyed that. But the weather's been quite miserable lately. So I've actually incorporated it into my mornings. never been a morning person, but of late I'm like, your morning's your most productive time. So as long as I get myself out of bed, you know, then I work out and then I shower and get ready for work, and then 20 minutes just before I go up to the crew mess to have my morning lemon water, I then sit and meditate. And it's actually made such a huge impact, because now when I go into the crew mess in the morning, I even feel myself. I'm like, morning, like, how's everyone doing? And whereas before I was like, like, another day, let's just do this.
So do you feel like really it focuses you for the day?
Yeah, because also what's great is then after I've meditated, then my mind is clear, like at that stage. So then I just sit and I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have a good day today. It's gonna be a great day. You're gonna get through everything you need to do. And then, so yeah, it's great in that way to just sense and focus me for the rest of the day.
That's great. And then from here on, are you going to continue with doing that as part of your, I guess, morning mindfulness?
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, I'm a little nervous because I want to try find something that's similar to it, that still has the guided meditations. So yeah, I'll probably just play around, because I know there are a few apps out there. So I definitely want to keep it within my morning routine and definitely stick to it.
Yeah. So I guess it was also personal preference, but for me, I love Calm, that app. So I've bought the annual subscription, and there's so much on there in terms of whether you want to focus on relationships, or whether it's anxiety, or mindfulness, being more present, or if you're stressed, there's a meditation on that. And
I love that.
More options. And so another thing for me is the voice. So some voices really irritate me, and I've got nothing against the British accents. I think it's lovely, but from a meditation point of view, I was like, this is distracting me. It's a bit weird.
Yeah. It's like you're listening more to the voice than the words coming out.
Yeah. So you need to find something that works for you in order for you to commit and continue doing it.
I've downloaded Calm before, but I never really paid for it. And for me, it's such a limited amount on the free version. So I never really got into it. But if I'll have a look into it, and if the subscription works, then I'd love that, because I definitely want to keep it going. Because also in all the books I'm reading lately, everyone's just talking about how meditation's the success, and it just makes such a huge impact. And a lot of the people I look up to in life, and leaders and stuff, a lot of them also say, like Oprah, she's all about the meditation as well, and that for me is just huge. So definitely something I want to keep going.
And has your crew noticed a change in you, as you said, going into the crew mess in the morning, you feel a bit different?
Yeah, actually, since we started, because before we started, I was just in a weird funk. I was just I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I want. And there was things going on, and I was just in a funk. And 2 weeks ago, when we had just started, and after about the first week, the deckhand actually turned around and said, "You're just so much in such a better mood." He's like, "You're lighter," and he's like, "I like this, Michaela." And I was like, "Oh, thank you. I didn't notice."
I told you.
I was like, "I'm so sorry. I was such a grump." I was like, "I didn't realize it was that obvious." I thought it was just because even if it doesn't matter how I'm feeling inside, I always try to project the same kind of vibe to everyone else, but you kind of realize that as much as you still try to be happy, and then people notice, because your energy is still still different. So it's shifted.
Oh, that's great. I'm so happy. And do you have any advice to crew, perhaps if they were hesitant or in the same space as you were in November, about fearful of whether they're going to be able to commit or whatever it is? Do you have any advice for crew who are new to meditation?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is to just start, and to just do it, and to realize why you're doing it. If it's because everyone's meditating and all of a sudden you want to start meditating because everyone's doing it, then that's the wrong reason to do it. But if it's for your actual emotional, mental health, then it's definitely a bigger, because that was the factor for me right now, is that I want to be able to calm my mind myself and be able to be in control in that aspect. And a big thing as well is that it doesn't have to be perfect, because for me, when I first tried to start in November, I wouldn't be able to sit through the entire thing in silence, and then I was like, oh, I can't do this. And then I just realized this time around is that you will have those thoughts come into your mind, and it won't be perfect. And like even this morning before we chatted, I meditated, and it just wasn't a great one. Like my mind was still just constantly, but you just have to keep going, and maybe I'll sit and try do it again later. And so that's the thing, it just doesn't have to be perfect. You just kind of have to, it gets better, it really does.
Give it a go. Yeah. And I guess that's with anything in life. You can't expect to be like 100% perfect from the beginning. It takes time, and you learn. It also is a learning experience. You're learning more about yourself as well. And I think it's also about self-care and respect for yourself. So it also looks at how you can be your harshest critic, really.
Yes. No,
and it's just showing yourself more kindness through that process.
And it's been also an eye-opening thing for me, because I've realized that everything in life is never going to be perfect, and you'll have your good days and your bad days, and you just have to learn to like roll with the punches and just realize that just because today was bad doesn't mean tomorrow is going to be bad. So in that aspect, it's also helped me realize those things in like the bigger picture. And I also find like putting yourself first and putting your self-care first, it really does resonate through other areas in your life, and putting that energy out into the universe, like, okay, I'm gonna look after me, then the universe kind of turns around and is like, okay, we're gonna look after you too. And like it all based on your energies and all of that. So it really does have huge effects.
That's like great. Yeah. Oh, lots of value there. Thanks, Michaela.
Sure, I'm glad.
Thank you so much for your time and being part of the journey, and also sharing it with us. It's so special.
And thank you for, like I've told you before, but just creating this space of safety and care. And I mean, without you, we wouldn't be here. Like I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be doing all of this. So just thank you so much for this.
Oh, thank you, Michaela. That's so kind. Thank you. And all the best with your job search and for that. Yeah.